Dharam chaiva narottama Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato jayam udire Nashtaprayesha madreshu Nityam Bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttama shloke Bhakti bhavati naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, entitled The Status Quo. What is the meaning of status quo? Sthanam. The situation of the different planets, because different living entities have different asanas. Before the previous destruction, they had still some desires, some karma. So to accommodate them, different types of planets have to be created, different situations have to be created. Different types of bodies have to be given. Different living conditions have to be established. So the Lord creates the same way it was before the previous destruction. He is doing it because of the living entities' desires. Follow? Chance was given to get out of this material existence, but they did not. They still are making plans to stay here. They are captivated by the material world. There are so many desires in this world. The first living entity is the Lord of harmonies. Another thing. The situation of the different living entities according to their desires, living conditions to be created, planets to be created, all different living conditions, and then the bodies. This is Sthanam. Chapter 6, Creation of the Universal Form. Text number 10. Smaran visva-srjam isho Smaran visva-srjam isho vijñapitam adhoksajah vijñapitam adhoksajah virajam atapat svena virajam atapat svena tejasa esam vivrttaye tejasaisam vivrttaye smaran visva-srjam vijñapitam adhoksajah virajam atapat svena tejasaisam vivrttaye
smaran
visva-srjam
vijñapitam adhoksajah virajam atapat svena tejasaisam vivrttaye
smaran visva-srjam vijñapitam adhoksajah virajam atapat svena tejasaisam vivrttaye
smaran visva-srjam vijñapitam adhoksajah virajam atapat svena visva-srjam vijñapitam adhoksajah virajam atapat svena tejasaisam vivrttaye
smaran visva-srjam
smaran visva-srjam
vijñapitam adhoksajah
vijñapitam adhoksajah
virajam atapat svena
virajam atapat svena
tejasaisam vivrttaye
tejasaisam vivrttaye visva-srjam vijñapitam adhoksajah virajam atapat svena tejasaisam vivrttaye smaran visva-srjam vijñapitam adhoksajah virajam atapat svena tejasaisam vivrttaye
Smaran, remembering visva-srjam of the demigods, entrusted with the task of cosmic construction. Isah, the Supreme Lord, vijñapitam, as he was prayed for. Adhoksajah, the Transcendence, virajam, the gigantic universal form. Atapat, considered thus. Svena, by his own. Tejasa, energy. Esam, for them. Vivrttaye, for understanding. Translation and purport by Divine Grace Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Purport. Translation. The Supreme Lord is the Supersoul of all the demigods entrusted with the task of constructing the cosmic manifestation. Being thus prayed to by the demigods, he thought to himself and thus manifested the gigantic form for their understanding. Please repeat the translation. The Supreme Lord is the Supersoul of all the demigods, entrusted with the task of constructing the cosmic manifestation, being thus prayed to by the demigods, he thought to himself and thus manifested the gigantic form for their understanding. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The impersonalists are captivated by the gigantic universal form of the Supreme. They think that the control behind this gigantic manifestation is imagination. Intelligent persons, however, can estimate the value of the cause by observing the wonders of the effects. For example, the individual human body does not develop from the womb of the mother independently, because the living entity, the soul, is within the body. Without the living entity, the material body cannot automatically take shape or develop. When any material object displays development, it must be understood that there is a spiritual soul within the manifestation. The gigantic universe is developed gradually, just as the body of a child develops. The conception that the transcendence enters within the universe is therefore logical. As the materialists cannot find the soul and the supersoul within the heart, similarly, for want of sufficient knowledge, they cannot see that the Supreme Soul is the cause of the universe. The Lord is therefore described in the Vedic language as avan-manasa-gocarah, beyond the conception of words and minds. Due to a poor fund of knowledge, the mental speculators try to bring the Supreme within the purview of words and minds. But the Lord refuses to be so intelligible. The speculator has no adequate words or mind to gauge the infinity of the Lord. The Lord is called adhoksajah, or the person who is beyond perception by the blunt, limited potency of our senses. One cannot perceive the transcendental name or form of the Lord by mental speculation. The mundane PhDs are completely unable to speculate on the Supreme with their limited senses. Such attempts by the puffed up PhDs are compared to the philosophy of the frog in the well. What is this called in Sanskrit? A frog in a well was informed of the gigantic Pacific Ocean, and he began to puff himself up in order to understand or measure the length and breadth of the Pacific Ocean. Tiny frog had to measure how big is the Pacific Ocean by expanding this body. Ultimately, the frog burst and died. The title PhD can also be interpreted as plow department, a title meant for the tillers in the paddy field. The attempt of the tillers in the paddy field to understand the cosmic manifestation and the cause behind such wonderful work can be compared to the endeavor of the frog in the well to calculate the measurement of the Pacific Ocean. The Lord can reveal Himself only to a person who is submissive and who engages in His transcendental loving service. The demigods controlling the elements and ingredients of universal affairs prayed to the Lord for guidance, and thus He manifested His gigantic form as He did at the request of Arjuna. Thus ends Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Jnana-Timya-Dasya Jnana-Anjana-Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu-Padaya Krishna-Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshapali Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravaktarana Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama So in the process of creation, demigods have been created and they have been given the task of further construction, further creation. But they are seeing that they are not able to do any further creation. And therefore, they pray to the Supreme Lord. And the prayers were given in the previous chapter. So they realize that they are completely dependent on the Supreme Lord for doing even their duties. And therefore they pray to the Lord, please give us guidance. So the Supreme Lord, because He is seated in the heart of the demigods as Supersoul, He understood what is going on in the demigod's mind. So he thought to himself that now I should do something. Otherwise the Lord has nothing to do. He is completely aloof from this material world. He is in the spiritual world which is perfect, which is complete, which is full of devotees, engaged in devotional service, and the Lord is reciprocating with them, exchanging loving dealings with them. So the Lord has nothing to do with this material. Still, for the sake of reclaiming the conditioned soul, which only He can do, nobody else can do. Only He can do. So He comes to this material. And when He comes, foolish people, avajananti mudha, they deride. Say, oh, He is ordinary. He is not God. If He appears in a form different from His original form in the spiritual world, they think that somebody is playing magic. And if He appears in the original form, they are saying He is ordinary. See the difficulty in the conditioned soul. It is very difficult for a conditioned soul to understand God, except when they follow the path given by the Supreme Lord Himself and learn to depend upon the Lord and wait for His causeless, merciful revelation. He will reveal Himself. He will say, here I am. So except for this process of bhakti, the Lord revealed Himself, there is no other way for Him. And for a person to know about God, even if he sees God, even if he interacts with God, even if he is able to witness God's extraordinary powers, unlimited powers, still he cannot. Kamsa, he is sending so many demons to kill Krishna. And what is happening? Every time the demons are getting killed, and Krishna is not, Kamsa is not understanding. Krishna is God. He cannot be killed. So the demons, the demoniac people, can never understand God. Can never understand. So except for the devotees, divine nature, Devi Swabhava, they can understand. Asuri Swabhava can never understand. So, the divine nature demigods, they prayed to the Supreme Lord, and the Lord accepted their prayers, and accordingly He manifested a universal form. And here Prabhupada is explaining in Purport that the impersonalists are captivated by the gigantic universal form of the Supreme. When they study this universe, you see a huge universe full of so many varieties, so many different facilities. But these impersonalists, they say, oh, this is all illusion. They think the control behind this gigantic manifestation is imagination. Imagine. But an intelligent person can understand if there is any development of matter within our experience, matter develops after it is created. That development development is due to the presence of spirit within matter. Unless there is spirit, there cannot be any development. Just like the body of a child. It develops because there is a spirit. Without a spirit, it cannot develop. But if you try to search for the spirit within the body, because it is non-material, you will not find it. It is non-material. It is of a different category. That is why Krishna in detail, in so much detail, he explains the nature of spirit in the beginning of spirit. Adhoksajah, achetyo, achityo, avikaryo, unchangeable. It cannot be burned, cannot be cut, cannot be concealed in the mind. Cannot be concealed in the mind. But they try to speculate. The Vedas say, avan-manasa-gocarah. What means words? Words cannot describe. Gocarah, that which is understood through va and manasa, the mind and words. Everything material can be understood by words and not mind. But something spiritual, you cannot understand using words and not mind. It's already declared there. So does it mean that if you cannot understand the words and mind, that means you can never understand? No, there is a process. It is called revelation. It is revealed. There is a verse in the Purport that says, the Supreme Lord reveals to those who pray to Him, those who desire to know and approach Him and see His mercy, blessings to understand. Only such people He reveals. So, there is a process. We have to follow the process. The impersonalists don't follow the process. If they follow, then they selectively follow. And they have their own conclusions. They do severe austerities and they think that by those austerities they can become God. Where is it said in the entire scriptures that any jiva can become God? Nowhere. So, the mental speculators, they are being mentioned by Prabhupada in this purport, that the mental speculators try to understand the Supreme by words and by mind. So ultimately, what is their conclusion? That behind this or within this entire cosmic manifestation, there is no soul. There is soul. It's simply one imaginary or illusory representation. It is Maya. So there is no soul, there is no substance, there is nothing there. Simply you are imagining there is something. The Shastras say this world is an illusory world. So what is the understanding? There's a difference in the understanding between the Vaishnavas and the non-Vaishnavas. Non-devotees, the materialists, they think this world is real. Matter is reality. Matter is reality. So they can analyze this body. They think the body is the self. Body is made up of matter. This entire world is made up of matter. So what is reality? Matter. So only matter is what we can perceive. Nothing else we can perceive. At least materialistic persons. They do not perceive anything other than matter. So what do they say matter is reality? Now, those who understand that there is something beyond matter, they are called transcendents. Of course, not all those people who think something beyond matter exists. Not all are transcendents. Just like the Buddhists, they say beyond matter, what is there? Void, shunya. They accept beyond matter there is something. What is that something? Shunya. But impersonalists say that beyond matter there is a spirit. But they speculate about the spirit beyond matter and come to a conclusion, something impersonal. This is speculation. Impersonal. Whereas the reality is that beyond matter there is spirit and supreme spirit. He is the controller of both matter and spirit. So this they are unable to understand, the supreme spirit. Neither they are able to understand the spirit also. Because to understand spirit, you have to understand the supreme spirit. Why? Because the spirit is a tiny part, eternally connected, dependent on the supreme. There is a connection, eternal connection, dependence. If you don't understand the supreme spirit, you cannot understand the tiny spirit. So, the impersonalists, first of all, the materialists. The gross materialists deal with only gross matter. Then those who understand something about subtle matter in terms of mind, they are into philosophy, logic, reasoning, argument, theories. They are another category of people. They are all mental speculators. Then beyond the mental speculators, those who understand beyond gross and subtle matter, there is something beyond both. What are they? The void is shunya. And beyond shunyavadis, there are mayavadis. Something spirit, but impersonal. And beyond the impersonalists are the Vaishnavas. So only the devotees, they can understand, they can know, they have proper knowledge. Because the reality of the truth is revealed to them only. Others are not in a position to accept, understand, or know about it. So here Prabhupada explains that the mundane philosophers, PhDs, they are unable to speculate on the Supreme with their limited senses. It's just like Upamandukanyaya. Why is Upamandukanyaya described in Shastra? That a frog can never understand what is the extent of the Pacific Ocean by comparison with the well or the pond is in. There is no comparison. How big is the ocean? Similarly, how great is God, even though I am also having some qualities similar to or same as God, but still I am so tiny that I cannot compare my power or my intelligence, my senses with God's senses, with God's power, God's intelligence, God's mind. I cannot compare. If I try, it will be like a frog trying to estimate the size of the ocean in comparison with the universe. That's why Achintyoyam inconceivable. Because the Lord is unlimited, infinite. Even Brahma, his powers, his intelligence, his mind, his power of conception is so much greater than ours. So much greater. Because what is his lifespan? How many solar years? By human calculation, that's why Krishna is living that in the Bhagavatam. Sahasra yuga paryantam aharya brahmano. His one day is how much? How many years? 4 billion. 4 billion years. So his one day is 4 billion years. So what is his problem? He is telling I am unable to speculate or conceive about Krishna. He is telling. How can we tiny human beings understand? So we should become wise, intelligent, and come to a conclusion that it is not possible to know God or understand God by mental speculation, by yoga, yogic siddhi, by tapasya. Not possible. It's only when the Lord reveals Himself, when He is pleased by our devotional service. That's the way Brahma teaches. Brahma himself surrendered to Krishna. Krishna revealed to Brahma. Similarly, Krishna revealed to us. Krishna revealed to anybody. Surrenders to him. So Prabhupada is telling the Lord can reveal Himself only to a person who is submissive and who engages in His transcendental. The demigods, controlling elements and the ingredients of the universe, prayed to the Lord of Heaven, and thus He manifested His divinity. As He did at the request of Arjuna. Arjuna also prayed to the Lord, I want to see Him. So demigods prayed that how will we create further creation, how will we do? So the Lord has to facilitate their work of creation. So He manifested the universe. The universal form is manifested manifested, then all the ingredients, all the proper situation, everything is there, but the demigods can't do that. The Lord has to manifest His universal form before the demigods can do it. Conclusion.